I'm Ashwata from Class 9 of Velamal Bodhi Campus, Kolapakam, right here to host today's session. This session is virtual, yet it's a true blessing. A very blissful morning. First and foremost, I would like to devote my humble pranam to our Velamal party, our distinguished and the most respectful Chairman Sir, Director Sir, and Director Academics Madam, who has always been a great inspiration and motivation to all of us. My humble thanks to them for arranging such great programs for us now and then. The assembly of distinguished guests illuminating fountains of heads, principals, vice principals, and the most prized coordinators, teachers, and valued students and audience, a grand welcome to one and all from the Velamal family. Essence of overwhelming elation begins when a great intellect is going to share experiences, thoughts, and sometimes when they welcome a gathering. Here we have our Vice Principal Mom to welcome the gathering. Over to you, VP Mom.
Very warm welcome to everyone present here. Good morning, everyone. And it really gives me immense pleasure to welcome all of you to this special session because this particular session is very, very close to my heart. And I have always felt that children need to be equipped with a lot of information along with the knowledge. And we need to help children, we need to help students understand the difference in the kind of information that is available and clear all the cobwebs that are there in their minds with regards to options available. There is a lot of change happening in the world these days. Every 6 months, we hear of new designations, of new career opportunities that we have not even imagined before. And it is amazing how the world is changing and opening up for everyone, not just the best of the best, but for the average, the below average, the slow learners, the not so academically inclined enthusiasts also have wonderful opportunities available for them to make a huge success of their life. So this program, in fact, I would say our director, sir, has been very, very strongly connected, and he has been very, very willing and very motivating for us to take this forward. And so without much ado, I will let you all be guided by Ashwata into the rest of the program. Welcome all of you once again.
Thank you, Mom. The success of any mega event is determined by the inspiring presence of a great personality who lends a charisma to the occasion, and we are extremely privileged to extend a hearty welcome to our most revered chief guest, Ms.Shilpa Singh, Head, Student Engagement at Mindler. She has got more than 25 years of experience in HR, training, and coaching. Having 25 years of experience in career guidance, life coaching, HR management, and teacher training, Shilpa Ma'am brings a holistic purview of the entire education and skill building spectrum, from schools to organizations. She has a strong foundation in people management skills and holds a master's degree in psychology. Her expertise ranges from schools to business sectors, and her passion in delivering career workshops to hundreds of students and professionals made her unique in this field. It's time to listen to the unmatched stature and admiration, though she has attained glory in her chosen domain, her modesty, simplicity, and humility governed who she is today. I'm honored to welcome Ms. Shilpa Singh, Head, Student Engagement at Mindler, to enlighten our minds.
Thank you so much, Aswata. That was beautifully done. And good morning, everybody. I'm very happy that all of you have taken the time to be able to log in on a Sunday morning and be able to give me your time more than anything. Now, we're going to be covering a lot of information today. So there are a couple of things that I would request as simple rules that you follow. One, first and foremost, is not to be able to have a cross communication or a cross chat that's taking place in the chat box. I would not want to be able to be distracted by that. The purpose of the chat being open is for me to be able to answer your questions and not be able to get distracted by by other conversation that's happening. I'm sure you'll appreciate that and you'll help me with that. The other thing that I want you to remember is be patient. We will be able to try and answer all your questions as much as we can. There is a lot of information we're going to cover with you today. So some of the questions will be available that you'll find answered as you're going along. Some that we'll specifically answer for you, and we want to be able to keep that going for you. Now, before I begin, I did see a couple of questions about the civil services, and I want to do the IAS, and what's the best way for me to do that. Now, even though that's not directly connected to the exact topic, I think it can be something that I want to set and answer first and foremost. So we're not going to be able to worry about it as much as we need to as we're going along. When you're looking at the UPSC or you're looking at the IAS, please understand that this is something you have to do only after graduation. You can study anything and have any set of subjects that you want to be able to have in your 11th and 12th. There, your choice has to be based on what you are good at. All right. So it doesn't matter what stream you are from. It doesn't matter what subjects you have taken, as long as you are doing well in them. That is what matters. And also remember that as you're going forward, this is still something that is really, really far away. So you don't need to be able to start worrying about it now. Okay. So please make sure that you are spending your time doing that. I'm going to cover a lot of the elements there when we're talking about wanting to get into gaming, or what does game design or the esports industry look like, right? So let's go ahead and try and figure out what it is that we can do and cover that. I'm going to be sharing my screen where I'm going to have a PowerPoint presentation that you'll be able to follow along with what I'm talking about. So that should also help you stay on track. We're going to cover the careers related to science. And as you are already all aware, Mindler is an edtech firm. We work with students across the country, actually across the world, to be able to help them understand and make better career choices. So what I want to be able to do, career specifically, we're going to talk about science right now and see what are the very many various options that we have when it comes to the sciences. As a field and as an area of study, science has been one of the favorites across generations. The reason for that is primarily because science is something that is automatically assumed to be able to evoke logic and inquiry and getting into depth of things. So the first thing you need to remember with science is you need to remember that in order for you to be able to do well in any function of science, you have to be able to build your ability to inquire, your ability to challenge your own thought process, your ability to be able to question what is happening right now, right? And to be able to say, is there a different way? Is there something else? And that is where proving a hypothesis comes from. That is where making sure experiments take place. That's where it's all going through, right? So you need to be able to look at scientific inquiry and be able to think about the world in a logical manner. A lot of times I have seen students who are saying that, oh, I'll take science and I'm going to go and then do, because I'll take science because it has the most scope, right? That this has the most scope. Now, yes, when you're taking science subjects, there are certain areas that further that open up for you. But the only thing you need to be able to remember is it's not only about scope in science. Every single stream, every single career option, else points of study have scope. What you need to be able to remember is that when you are looking at studying hard and studying well, you need to be able to do hard work in all streams. But today, the focus primarily this morning is going to be science. When we're talking about a combination like physics, chemistry, and mathematics, which is a very popular combination, one of the first things that comes into everyone's mind is, oh, if you're taking PCM, right, you are going to be able to do engineering. That's what you're going to do, right? And that's the only option of what you're going to do. But apart from engineering, there are a lot of different options that can come up with a physics, chemistry, and mathematics combination. So let's cover some of those, including the ones that we are going to be able to talk about within engineering. Now, just to be able to clarify, IIT is not the only route to be able to get to engineering. Of course, yes, it is a highly prestigious space to be able to get into if you are able to do that. But there are multiple engineering exams that you can give at the end of class 12. In order for you to be an engineer, obviously, you need to be able to have physics, chemistry, and mathematics. What you need to remember, however, is apart from the JEE, there are multiple entrance exams that you should be giving. ideally because you want to hedge your risk. You don't want to be able to have just all your eggs in one basket, so to speak, and be able to bank only on one engineering exam. Secondly, engineering is not required for you to be able to get into something like management or look at mass communication later at a master's level. And you don't need engineering in order to be a pilot. You do need to be able to remember that engineering is one form of study that you will be doing. Engineering, therefore, inherently is an entrance exam based option. You get engineering based on what your rank is. All right. So engineering is, you do not choose engineering, engineering chooses you. So depending on what your rank is, you will be assigned a certain form of engineering. And you can go ahead and sit there and say that, oh, I want to be a mechanical engineer, or I want to be a chemical engineer. But what it means is basically what your rank is going to be is what engineering is going to be, which is the engineering you're going to get. All right. So I want to be able to understand a little bit from students who are online and who are going to be able to answer. And I'd like you to be able to answer this think carefully. Those of you who want to become engineers and who are thinking about engineering or thinking that that's the one best option you can do, please tell me, what does an engineer do? Quickly tell me, what does an engineer do? I want to be able to quickly know and understand from you, what does an engineer do? What is the job of an engineer? Create. Yeah, create what? Okay, IT. In terms of, I'm hoping that is IT. Create incredible things. Wow. All right, that's great. Okay, so they're basically inventors. Um, and the person who creates everything. Oh wow, okay, that's pretty heavy duty pressure to be able to put on an engineer, a designer. Engineers design, inspect, maintain. Thank you for going to Google. Good job on going to Google. They'll be creative. Yeah, okay, they're innovating and building things. They create solutions. All right, superb. Designing is planning, design, and basis of all things. They're discovering things. So there are different elements that we're there. So inventions primarily come from being able to be creative about it. But engineering primarily is being able to look at principles of science and finding an application for them, right? So we're looking at principles of science and finding an application for them. So what you need to be able to remember is, in order for you to be an effective engineer, your fundamentals in science, you need to be really, really strong. And that is where you will get your best bet when it comes to engineering. All right. So you need to be able to remember that when you're looking at engineering, it's all about being able to do an application of the principles of science. So you've got theory and you're trying to be able to apply that into different areas. Now, when you're looking at engineering, therefore, it is also something that you need to remember. Many different fields within engineering, from mechanical to chemical to electronics and electrical, lots of different spaces in which you can get involved. And of course, the most popular ones that have been coming up recent in the last 15, 20 years, if not more, has been the whole software side and computer science. So being able to look at that also is an aspect that comes in from engineering. Now, when you need to be able to remember, my colleague Sana is also online and she is helping with links about engineering for those of you who may be interested in doing that, right? So you need to be able to remember that when you're looking at engineering, there are 2-3 ways in being able to take things forward. One, you are looking at engineering as an element where you're looking at producing or creating a product and being able to take applications of science there, or you're looking at using engineering as a base to be able to move forward in an organization that does those things. So engineering can come into those areas as well. Somebody asked, what is PCM? This is physics, chemistry, and mathematics as a subject combination that you would take in class 11, right? So physics, chemistry, and mathematics is what is PCM. All right. So now you want to be able to, or what is known also as non-medical. So engineering is one option of areas that you can look at where you do multiple entrance exams. Applications of engineering are across different industries, from medicine to creating products to being able to find solutions to everyday problems. Engineers will be at work being able to do that. And so that's one option that you can explore. Is it the only option that you can explore? No. There are plenty of other areas that you can get involved. If you have physics, chemistry, and mathematics as a subject option, you can also look at architecture. If you're somebody who likes to be able to draw, you're also enjoying science and you like being able to study science, having architecture as an option is a really great way. Okay, so that is another option that you can explore. Now, architecture also, like engineering, entrance exam based option that you can explore. Physics, chemistry, mathematics as a subject prerequisite that you need. You look at architecture, you're going to be able to do this through two means. First means is that you're going to be able to do it through being able to give the JE paper 2. The second option that you have for being able to do architecture is to be able to do it
Sana ma'am, can you please come online?
Yes, sir. I think something went wrong on Shilpa ma'am's side, right?
Yeah. So I think she'll be back. Children, kindly be online. There seems to be a network issue. Ma'am will be back in a minute.
Yes.
Will be able to log in, Sheena, because we are already showing 1,000 capacity.
Yes, ma'am. That will be an issue actually.
Okay, so till the time we have ma'am back, let's keep this going. So I see a lot, ma'am was talking about architecture, right? And I see a lot of you asking many questions in here. So can somebody tell what an architect does? So what does a work of an architect involves? Quickly, you can write in the chat box. Okay, designing, okay, building work, drawing, okay, designing, drawing, building, a lot of related terms, planning, okay, wow, that's another word, designing and building work. Okay, then we also have something called, say, a civil engineer. So who's going to tell us that what's the difference between what an architect does and what a civil engineer does?
Sana ma'am, I'm sorry for interrupting you here, ma'am.
Yes.
So I think Shilpa ma'am might not be able to join in because she is back actually.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have no idea what happened. It suddenly knocked me out.
No,
And
we were worried that whether you would be able to join back because of the full room. Okay.
No.
It's
It
okay,
knocked
ma'am.
me out. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it knocked me out.
Okay.
My
I was
apologies.
just interacting to them, ma'am, and asking them what's the difference between an architect and a civil engineer. So they were trying to answer that.
That's wonderful. All right. Um, Planning, construction. Yeah, okay, great. Civil engineers implement them. All right. I love the fact that everybody is going immediately to Google to look up the definition. So civil engineering and architecture, when the architect comes up with the design, the civil engineer is the person who implements it. Who are the people who are going to be utilizing it, and also think of the psychology of the people who are there who are going to be using that building. So architecture also has that thought process of being able to look about when you're looking at a larger scope of who's going to be utilizing a particular structure that is getting created, whether it's a school or a building or otherwise. So in case you're somebody who enjoys the sciences and who's also got something that's related to being able to, have art. Am I not audible? I hope I'm audible.
Yes,
So
ma'am. In
you need to
between
be
there
able
was.
to think about, now is it all right?
Yes, it is perfectly all right.
All right, great. All right. So when you're looking at that, you need to be able to remember that when you're looking at architecture, again, entrance exam based option. All right. So then that's what you need to be able to remember. Um, Civil engineering, of course, is looking at different elements where, yes, the building constructions or highways or roads are being constructed. You also need to be able to think about what is the weather of a place like. You need to think about what is it that the soil structure is like to be able to build that more effectively. So a lot of elements that come into civil engineering that an architect may not need to be able to think about, right? So different aspects that come into the picture and what needs to happen. Okay. So that's what you need to be able to remember when it comes to architecture architecture and civil engineering as well as engineering, then architecture, another great option for you to be able to look at. You can definitely look at robotics and artificial intelligence. Hot topics, very major areas to get into right now. So when you're looking at robotics and artificial intelligence, specifically for robotics, please remember robotics is a coming together of all the different types of engineering coming together, right? So you need to be able to understand that you can be from mechanical or civil or from electronics, electrical, software, and you will have a space in robotics. Robotics application so far in India has primarily been largely in the automotive industry, and it is being used more in the automotive industry, which is why you have Honda being able to put a car together in 6 seconds. But you need to remember that as we go forward, more and more application of robotics is coming into almost every part of life, from medicine, which is where robotics is being used to be able to come up with very precise tools for being able to do surgery for things like eye surgery or brain surgery or spinal surgery, to being also able to have elements created when you have robotics being there in the hospitality industry. You've got a lot of work that's been happening in Japan, where they've been using robots for checking in and being able to use that, so you have minimal human contact. Robotics also being used when it comes to transportation and movement of goods, or being able to transport heavy duty equipment. Robotics being used in the military, where you've got robots being able to use for bomb diffusion and being able to go up to dangerous spaces and do that. So robotics, lots of different applications. Usually robotics is a master's level program. So you would be able to look at robotics at the master's level post having done an engineering degree. There will be certain private institutes that will also offer you robotics or mechatronics courses, and you can check out some of those as well that you'd be able to do at the graduation level, and that can also happen at the undergrad. But usually the robotics piece does tend to end up becoming a master's level process there. If you have physics, chemistry, and mathematics, so areas like engineering, robotics, architecture open to you, you also have the ability to be able to get into something like the Merchant Navy. Really great option to be able to travel the world. You get to be able to see what's happening across the world. You get to really be able to learn about what's happening. And Merchant Navy, different from, of course, the regular Navy, which is about defending our waters. The Merchant Navy is about being able to carry goods across. So if we're buying oil from someone, or we're buying wool from another country, you're not going to be able to send it in little bundles or little bottles. You actually put it in the tonnage, according to tonnage, into ships, and those ships get sent across, right? So when you have the Merchant Navy, you get to travel the world, you get to be able to see and do all that. There is a real danger in the Merchant Navy also. You need to be aware of that. Pirates still exist, so there is an element of danger that comes into the picture there, and so you do need to keep that in mind. However, in the beginning of your career, you are going to spend quite a bit of time on on the ship, and then only a limited amount of time on land. As you get more senior, you will be able to, of course, do 3 months on and 3 months off. So that's also going to be an option that you can explore. Really exciting space to get into if you're interested in travel and wanting to be able to do those applications. How do you get into the Merchant Navy? You can get into Merchant Navy through, you can look at BSc Nautical Sciences, you can look at it through the engineering process. There are entrance exams for the Merchant Navy, but the subject requirement primarily that you would need to be able to have is physics, chemistry, and mathematics. Right, so that's going to be an important element for you to keep in mind in case you want to look at Merchant Navy. Physics, chemistry, mathematics is what you need to be doing. Is my voice still coming through clearly? I hope, and I hope that
Yes, ma'am.
we're not.
Voice is clear.
All right, great. All right, great. Super. Now, what other areas can we look at? Astronomy, a basic understanding of physics needs to be in place. Physics, chemistry, mathematics can also take me into astronomy, where I'm understanding what the solar system and the stars and all of those areas are like. All right. So in order for, yes, you will be taking astrophysics, you will need physics, chemistry, and mathematics for that. So any element and application of physics that you'll be doing, you will be able to do physics, chemistry, mathematics for that. Those of you who are sending me direct messages, please understand I will not be able to answer those. So because it's scrolling by too fast, so I won't be able to answer your question. In case there is a question that you have, either hold on to it So you need to be able to just wait on for that. If you're sending me a direct message, I'm not going to be able to get through and answer that for you right now. Especially if it's really long messages, I'm not going to be able to answer that. In case there is a long, is there something you want to be able to ask, please go ahead and send us an email at hello@mindler. We will give you a detailed answer, but I may not be able to give you a very in-depth answer right now because it's scrolling past too fast, right? So astronomy, understanding of the solar system, understanding of what we're doing, and understanding of how we are interacting with space now. So a lot of different elements that are coming through, and interesting space for you to be able to explore if you love physics. Okay, so you want to be able to look at astronomy, also an option that you can have there, right? Cartography. Those of you who are, fascinated by maps, who are fascinated by how to be able to plot the world, a very interesting space to get into. People who study cartography actually can have a lot of options of work that they can do with also tech-based companies that do work in mapping. So anything that's geospatial in nature, you can also go ahead and look at that. All right. You'll be able to have an option there as well. Okay, our liberal arts is not going to be covered today, Sugita, right now. You can check it out on the Mindler Career Library, though. We'll be happy to be able to have you look at that. We can touch upon it at some point of time, right? Now, let's look at some of the other areas with physics, chemistry, and mathematics that we can do. Chemistry is another specific area you can get into. If you can look at a pure science, so whether you're looking at a physics, chemistry, or a biology, right? You can go ahead and look at pure sciences as well. We're going to talk about that in a minute. As I look at chemistry, I have lots of applications that can happen when it comes to chemistry. I can go ahead and get into pure chemistry in terms of doing research. That's a really great space to get into. A lot of companies in India now are doing clinical research outsourcing. So chemistry can be a really great option that you can do there. You can get into perfume making. You can get into flavor chemistry. There are a lot of different areas that you can do with chemistry. Chemistry also basic building block when it comes to development and formulation of products. So things that you put on your skin, medicines, things like that, and understanding can help you there as well. So when you're looking at chemistry, that can be another option, pure research based. Another option that you can do when you are going to go ahead and look at pure chemistry is that you can also look at a master's level program in something called nanotechnology. So whether I have a pure science, when I'm going to go ahead and do a physics, a chemistry, or a biology, I can actually go ahead and do a nanotechnology masters. Now, nanotechnology has an application almost everywhere right now, from drug delivery to clothing to having windshield wipers on windshields on which water doesn't stay when it's raining. Application of nanotechnology is everywhere, right? And so that's an important aspect that you can look at also. And so nanotechnology at the master's level is what would be the option that you can explore if you're looking at a pure science. Similarly, if you're looking at pure physics can lead you to, of course, research immediately, but you can use physics as a base to get into astrophysics, into getting into astronomy. You can look at it as getting into being able to study nuclear medicine or nuclear sciences. So you can actually be literally be a rocket scientist and be able to have physics as your base for that. You can also use physics as a base to be able to get into management and be able to use it for financial modeling. So a lot of different applications that come through from physics as well. All right. We also have aviation as an option with physics, chemistry, and mathematics. Now, aviation here, we're talking about being a commercial pilot here. All right. So when you're looking at being a commercial pilot, it is being able to fly with private airlines and being able to be a pilot there. Please understand that being a commercial pilot, being a pilot is a license. It is not a degree, and it is a fairly expensive process in order for you to go through. You can study it in India and a lot of the academies that exist here. And there are also airlines that will allow you to be able to join their pilot training programs immediately after you finished your schooling. However, please keep in mind that during the pandemic, the industry has taken a massive hit. All right, and there is going to be a little bit of a recovery time that is required by the industry for it to be all right. And in the process of your getting ready to become a pilot or wanting to do that, by the time that you are getting out to become a pilot, you are going to be probably in a much better space. But it's important for you to keep in mind that there will be a sort of a glut in the industry of pilots who have gotten who have gotten into the industry and have been waiting. Okay, so that's a very important thing to keep in mind. Now, in order for you to become a pilot, you do need to be able to understand physics, chemistry, mathematics. That's a prerequisite for the Indian academies. You do need to also have be able to have put in a number of hours of flying before you're able to get your license, and it's a license that has to be renewed on a regular basis, and of course opens up the world for you to be able to go travel, be able to do that. It is a high stress job. You are responsible for the lives that are sitting in the aircraft with you, and it is also physically taxing. So you do need to as well in order for you to be a pilot. You also be really good at multitasking because you're going to be doing lots of different switches and dials at the same time. So keep that in mind as well when you're looking at this. But really great option available if you have physics, chemistry, math. Now, ethical hacking has been something that has been growing in terms of popularity also, as well as the fact that we basically need ethical hackers. According to NASSCOM, on an average, we require about 75 odd thousand ethical hackers on an annual basis, and we are probably, kind of making do with about 35 to 40,000 every year. So there is a major requirement for ethical hackers to be there. All right. Ethical hackers are people who are your first line of defense online. Okay. They are the people who will spend time being able to figure out where are the vulnerabilities in a system for you to be able to be safe. So wherefore you are, wherever you are looking at a bank, you're looking at an online, a website, you're looking at any form of an online interaction, whether it's an app or otherwise, or any format that you have with online interaction, an ethical hacking is required to be able to, an ethical hacker is required. Right now, ethical hacking is taught primarily as diploma courses. So I would recommend being able to have a degree in a subject while you're doing your ethical hacking course. And you need to be able to make sure that you're keeping that in mind. Whatever course you are doing for ethical hacking, make sure that it is a certified ethical hacker course. And you are doing that from a reputed place. So you have to look for the certified ethical hacker. The CEH should be there so that you're doing that course properly and you're able to get the right kind of employment then. You can become a part of ethical hacking almost immediately, right? Where you can actually take part in bounty programs that are being held by places like Facebook or Google, well, Meta now, and Google and all the other organizations, Instagram, etc. All go ahead and have bounty programs. Microsoft, etc. will have those where you are trying to find a vulnerability in the system. So if you're into coding right now, you're into doing all of that, you can actually go ahead and do a certified ethical hacker course, so you can actually take part in a bounty program. If you've gone ahead and done well, then you will actually also be able to win some sort of bounty, and that can range anywhere from $500 to $15,000, right? So that's an option that you can do as well. So option for you to explore up and coming area. There is a demand for ethical hackers. Ethical hackers will be able to work with tech companies, governments, private entities, organizations. It's all about keeping safety in mind. So cybersecurity and ethical hacking going hand in hand there. When you're looking at another option that you can explore when you've got physics, chemistry, mathematics is also to be able to study a subject like geology. All right. And when you're looking at an area like geology, you can also look at things like geospatial analysis, environmental sciences, being able to do that. Okay. So you can explore a geology as in space also for you to be able to explore that. Okay. So that's some of the options that are there. We've already covered architecture, but you need to be able to give an entrance exam, either the JE paper 2 or the NATA, but we already covered that just a little while back, right? So all right. Gone too far. Okay, hold on. Here we go. All right, some of the other areas that you can get into with physics, chemistry, and mathematics. All right, you can get into game development. Now, this is not just about being a player or getting into gaming. The esports industry is up and coming. There is a lot of work that is being done right now where people are spending a lot of their time playing. But you need to be able to remember that when you're looking at options such as game development, there is a lot more that's going on. Here, we're not talking about being a gamer. Here, you're talking about actually designing the game. So when in terms of from the building blocks of coding the game. designing the game comes from a very different space where you're looking at how you are going to be able to develop the thought process of what this game is going to do, where you have to think about player psychology, you have to think about all of those areas. Here in game development is pure and simple, it is coding. So computer science is a space that will take you in here, or getting through it through coding will go ahead and take you through that as well. All right, so these are going to be options that you can explore. Game development growing in India as an industry now, and you will be able to explore it as an option as you go forward. All right. Please try not to repeat the questions over and over. We've got the question at one time. Navdeep, please don't do that. You're spamming now. We'll send across the information. Just hold on. All right. We'll send it across. All right, so when we're looking at options for game development, here's another space that you can explore. Here's coming in from the coding side of it. I'd spoken to you earlier about flavor chemistry. So all the stuff that you're eating, all the stuff that you go ahead and you buy that has like either a drink or a chip or any kind of food is all about flavor chemistry. So flavor chemistry allows you to be able to get into that whole food development and food technology space, also being able to look at how to be able to make flavors more real for that matter, right? So that's the aspect you need to be able to remember. In case you want to be able to look at the life sciences, you want to be able to study about space, you want to study about geology, the rocks, you want to look at geography, you want to be able to understand the structures of the earth, pure life sciences courses are also available to you if you have taken physics, chemistry, and mathematics. Pure life sciences courses will lead you to areas like being able to do research, being able to get into the applications of that research with geospatial or with the environment and climate change. So these are the areas that you would come into. Blockchain developers, etc. When you're looking at that, core developers, Hemant, your base is physics, chemistry, mathematics, and being able to look at that and getting into the coding side of it. There isn't a specific area that you'd look at there. So that's an offshoot from coding. So you need to be able to get into computer science there. Right. Let me take you forward and be able to cover some of the other areas there. Now, if you've got physics, chemistry, and biology, there are a lot of options you can explore. Apart, I will cover agriculture, don't worry. When we're looking at medicine, you need to be able to remember that that's the most common thought that is there when it comes to physics, chemistry, and biology. Now, in order for you to be able to do well in medicine in India, you need to be able to, so far, in most states, be able to give the NEET exam. Okay, and you need to be able to look at being able to give that exam. Now, when it came to engineering, there were a lot of options of where you could be able to get your degree. But in medicine, there are a limited number of degree places and limited number of seats, so that has to be kept in mind. Being a doctor is a lot like being a detective. You're trying to be able to solve a problem and solve a problem in terms of being able to explore, figure out what might be wrong. PCB is physics, chemistry, and biology. PCM is physics, chemistry, and mathematics. All right. So when you're looking at being able to become a doctor, you need to be able to study physics, chemistry, biology, and you need to be able to give an entrance exam to be able to go ahead and be part of a medical college. Now, when it comes to, and I'm seeing specializations, people wanting to become cardiologists, people wanting to become pediatric surgeons or get into becoming a pediatrician, what you need to be able to remember is that these are specializations. Your first step towards becoming any one of these is first and foremost, you need to be able to go ahead and take physics, chemistry, biology, and become a doctor first. Only after that do you pick your specialization. So whether you want to become a psychiatrist, or you want to become a pediatrician, or you want to become a cardiologist, you will first and foremost need to take physics, chemistry, biology, and then you will need to be able to go ahead and become a doctor, do your MBBS, and once you have done your MBBS, you would then do your MD, which is basically your specialization in that cardiology or pediatrics or being able to become a dermatologist. It's a specialization. All right. So you can choose any one of those specializations you want to do. Now, if you want to be able to go outside of India, like I'm seeing the BMAT and UCAT question that is coming in again. Yes, of course, you can go and give the BMAT or the UCAT, which is the UK exams, to be able to go and study medicine outside of India. That is something you can definitely do. It will be medicine that you can study in the UK. Please remember, if you want to study medicine in the US or Canada, you have to be able to do a 4-year graduation first. You cannot go directly into medicine in the US or in Canada. All right. So you need to be able to keep that in mind. So if you're looking at wanting to be able to go ahead and study in a government college, you need to be able to crack the NEET and be able to do that. Now, remember, there is still a question mark, lots of question marks floating around when it comes to NEET right now. There are those people and those states that are looking at being able to use only class 12 marks to be able to allow that. So please keep that in mind. Right now, medicine is in that thought process of trying to figure out what they're doing there. Keep in mind that when you're looking at medicine, it is a long-term commitment that you're making. You are looking at, yes, being of great service, but it is also something you should be really, really sure about that you want to do. So it's a good idea for us to be able to spend your time trying to be able to understand. Please understand, you also need to be able to build a backup plan. If you're wanting to be able to give the NEET, you need to be able to have a backup plan as well. Okay, so that's the importance that you need to be able to do. And you need to be also keep in mind the fact that once you've gone ahead and done medicine, you're making a base commitment of 6 years at least. And then after that, you're doing your specialization. So it's a lot of work that you're putting in. Be very clear you want to be able to do it. But let's talk about the backup plans that you can go ahead and pick. When you're looking at backup plans that you can go ahead and pick, you can look at veterinary sciences. Definitely, people practices are sometimes more expensive, and sometimes setting up an animal practice can be a lot cheaper. Secondly, veterinary scientists can also go ahead and be able to work in organizations, whether it is dairy related or you're looking at research related areas. Veterinary sciences will allow you to do that also. A lot of work related to research can come in from veterinary sciences also. So a lot of research companies will have veterinary scientists on board to be able to help them with research when it comes to medical research. So veterinary sciences allows you to do that as well. And you do have advantage. It is a lot more affordable in that way, and you can also build specializations. You're still going to be a service. Where do vets work? Where do they work there? They can work with zoos, national parks. They can have individual practices. They can work with people who are individuals, have your pet practice that way. But you actually have a lot of options: stud farms, national parks, zoos, lots of places where vets can work. All right. Being a dentist is a great option also if you're looking at medicine. So you can look at the dental exams and be able to do that also and be able to get into dentistry. A little bit more of a work-life balance as opposed to medicine. But you do need to be very excited about wanting to look down people's mouths and be able to fix their teeth. So that's something you need to keep in mind when you're looking at dentistry there. Pure biology, also a space that you can get into, just like when we were talking about physics, chemistry. Here with pure biology, again, you can get into research-based elements. You can use the pure biology base to be able to get into other areas that we will cover in just a minute. Or you can look at nanotechnology again as the pure science that you study with bio. And then you go ahead and forward that and go ahead and do that as well. That's another option. You can also look at botany, which is an understanding and study of plants. If that's something that you're really excited by, you can go ahead and look at that as a base level subject as well that you study. Great backup plans in order for you to be able to look at medicine. So you can have a look at that area as well. Zoology, more about studying animal kingdom as well as being able to understand how we function with that. Zoologists spend a great deal of time being able to understand how we interact with the environment and how we interact with the world around us, as well as what our different species are doing and how they're evolving. So zoology can also be a really great space in case you're very excited by that. You can do a base level study of zoology or a base level study of science and be able to also look at master's levels in master's programs in different areas there. So when you're looking at master's level programs, you can also I can study a pure science and still do an MBA. I can go ahead and study a pure science and still do a master's in mass communication. I can do a pure science and still do my law. So there are a lot of options of what you can do at the post-graduation level after having studied a pure science as well. Okay, so when you're looking at zoology, you're looking at botany, these are very specific spaces within science that you can study. Okay, research jobs will be there. You will be able to do application-based jobs when it comes to being able to do specific studies in areas like epidemiology or virology, which we're going to talk about, right? I've got one person who's been constantly saying biomaths question mark. I don't understand what your question is. You need to be able to have your bio question come up a little better. All right, let's look at the areas of physics, chemistry, biology, works, being able to understand how cells will react to different environments, what happens with that. So microbiology specialization will take biology. Therapy, great space to be able to get into. When you're looking at alternate medicine, you are looking at areas like Siddha, Unani, you're looking at Ayurveda. These are all areas of study that you can do as well. All right, so these are also space that's required. You can go ahead and do those. Anthropology and understanding of people, all right, and being able to understand where we come from, okay. And so you need to be able to look at that. You will need a biology to do marine biology, please understand, not just zoology, okay. So you need to be able to understand that also and be able to do that. Please go ahead and write your questions to everyone so that Sana is going to be able to help you. When you send me a direct message, I am not able to answer that for you, right? So you'll need to be able to send your questions to everybody, okay? Being able to study medicine abroad, for those of you who are asking that again and again, only the UK or Australia in some cases will allow you to be able to do an indirect admission. You will still need to be able to do an entire undergraduation in the US or in Canada before you can even apply. All right. So keep doing that. You need to be able to think about that. It's a lot of investment of time and money then, right? So we are looking, and when you're talking about very specific areas like safety engineering or very specific spaces within medicine, these are specializations. Right now, you need to understand what are the subject combinations you need to be able to be able to get into these areas first and foremost. All right. We've already just covered this. You need physics, chemistry, and biology to be able to get into medicine. All right. So you need to be able to understand that you don't need mathematics to be able to get into medicine to do NEET. You don't need to be able to have bio and maths both. But in case you are looking at keeping physics, chemistry, and biology and mathematics as information that you want to be able to study all of these, first and foremost, understand this is a pressure cooker to be in. This is a lot of work. All right. So you need to be able to keep that in mind first and foremost. Now, I can be a PCB or a PCM student and I can still be part of biotechnology. I do not need to be from PCMB. All right. So you need to be able to understand that biotechnology is going to be something that's open to you from PCM as well as PCB. When you're looking at biotechnology, you're looking at taking something that's in one state and turning it into something else. We all have an example of biotechnology in our homes in the fridge, which is basically yogurt or curd. This is the first and foremost example of biotechnology. Repeating the same question over and over again is not going to help you. Okay, pure science, you need physics, chemistry, biology / biotechnology to give the NEET exam. So you need to understand that first. Okay. Biotechnology, either PCM or PCB will help you. If you have PCM, you can do a BTech in biotechnology. If you have PCB, you can do a BSc in biotechnology. Biotechnology in India so far has been primarily used in the agricultural sector. As we go forward over many times, you will be able to see that biotechnology will have applications in other spaces as well, such as food, etc. All right. But you want to be able to look at biotechnology here. If you're interested in being able to look at a degree, it can be a great backup plan for you to be able to look at also. Let's look at other spaces, areas like epidemiology, which has come up massively over the last 2 years, and understanding of how epidemics happen and what is it that we need to do to be able to stop them, or how an epidemic is going to move. Again, very science, very biology based, physics, chemistry, mathematics to be able to understand the extrapolation of how the disease is working, or physics, chemistry, biology to understand the structure of the disease or the virus. Biology is also a great topic. Agriculture and being agricultural engineering, two areas that you can look at both from physics, chemistry, biology, and physics, chemistry, mathematics. Agriculture as a pure area of study has to do with food development, sustainable food development, being able to look at irrigation correctly, being able to look at setting up our crop structures correctly and being able to do that work. Agriculture engineering is being able to build the tools or being able to build the tools to be able to solve agricultural related problems. So agricultural engineering also coming up in a major way now. PCM or PCMB both. You can look at an agriculture degree as an option. You have an entrance exam that you can give, which will open up 42 universities to you, and you'll be able to then look at agriculture there as that option as well. So either you are from PCM or from PCB, physics, chemistry, math, or physics, chemistry, bio, and PCMB, you can still go ahead and do and try out for agriculture. If you want to try for medicine or try for engineering, you can have agriculture as a plan B for yourself there as well. Genetic engineering is something that you would be able to look at with PCMB when you're looking at being a postgraduate option. First and foremost, being able to understand what the genetic structure of something is. Like codes are there for games, genetics is our code for individuals. So please try and understand that you need to be able to have an understanding of biology or chemistry to be able to get that in. So you do need to be able to have that there. All right. So do the genetic engineering piece will actually come up most as a post-graduation option, and genetics most places is offered as a post-graduation option as well. Bioinformatics, super exciting space to get into. A really interesting combination of data analytics, mathematics, and biology, where they're using genetics to be able to understand how doing one thing is going to be able to impact everything else. All right. So in the sense that if I give this medicine or this vaccination to 500 people, what is the benefit? If I give it to 5,000, what is the benefit? If I give it to 50,000, what is the benefit? Being able to use data analytics and biology and understanding to be able to understand genetic structures, being able to understand what something will do in the long run is what bioinformatics does. A lot of elements coming in that that are able to go ahead and help that into being able to do research. All right, I'm going to pause for 1 second. Central jobs, when you're looking at central government jobs, please understand this is through the Union Public Service Commission. You can take any stream, any subject combination. So you need to be able to understand that you can go ahead and take any subject stream. That is what you need to be able to remember. And that is something that is only after graduation. Please don't worry about government jobs right now, the exams, it is too far away. You need to think about what subjects to choose. That's more important. All right. Again, direct messages coming into me, I will not be able to answer. All right. If you're looking at backups for sciences like JE exams, etc., you can look at other engineering exams also. All right. I'll come to data science. Don't worry. I'll come to that element. Not to worry. Okay. Now let's look at population ecology, understanding where we're moving, how we move, what impact do we have on that space. Another area that you can do with physics, chemistry, and biology, or physics, chemistry, and math and biology as well, being able to understand that. All right. So these are aspects you can look at. Pharmacology, open to you either from physics, chemistry, biology, or from physics, chemistry, and mathematics. Amazing space to be able to explore. Pharmacists are not just about making medicines, they're also about being able to create formulas that we use every day. So behind all the things that you eat and the things that you apply to your face and the other things that you use, from ointments to creams to any other product that you're using, there is a pharmacist behind it. All right. So you can stay close to medicine and still be able to make an impact with drug development and new drug discovery. You can actually get into creation of products that will actually go out into the market. So things like cosmeceuticals, nutraceuticals, all your supplements, etc., all of those are available to you if you're looking at pharmacology. Private organizations as well as government entities will pick up pharmacologists to be able to do work with them. A lot more research based, a lot of R&D based stuff that you can do there. So pharmacology, really great option to be able to explore as well. Environmental science, sustainability, climate, major hot topics. In case you're interested in either of the two, you can go ahead and look at physics, chemistry, biology, or physics, chemistry, and mathematics to be able to study environmental science and look at sustainability as an option there. Also being able to understand how we can work on being able to arrest this massive amount of damage that's been done with the environment. When you're looking at home science, another great space to be able to explore a little bit of everything in home science, from food to event management, management to being able to look at, culinary arts, a little bit of coming together of everything, early childhood development, lots of interesting spaces within home science as well. So you can take that as a subject option or be able to apply to home science also after having either studied physics, chemistry, biology, or physics, chemistry, and mathematics. Clinical research, again, really great option for you to be able to explore. A lot more researchers required. We've seen over the last 2 years the fact that we don't have enough researchers. So clinical research coming up as a big way in India. Forensic science is a post-graduation option that you would look at. Strong understanding of any of the sciences, from bio to understanding how a body disintegrates, to physics to understanding what blood splatter means, from chemistry to understanding what is it that things interact with each other. Forensics uses all of those. So forensic science also post-graduation option that you can look at after having studied either physics, chemistry, and biology, or physics, chemistry, and mathematics. All right. Public health administration has really come into the focus over the last 2 years. When we're looking at public health administration, it's about making sure that things are moving on things like, a pulse polio campaign or a vaccination campaign. These are the elements that public health administration does. So an understanding of the sciences, understanding of what needs to happen on the ground for this to be effective, along with an understanding of being able to look at what is required by a population, is what public health administration is about. So you can go ahead and look at public health administration as a really great option as well for you to be able to do that. Okay. These are also options that you can explore. All right. So now let me try and answer some questions. Okay. And be able to and do that. Okay. First and foremost, let's try and get in order for you to be able to become a doctor, I will go back to that screen, is physics, chemistry, and biology are the subjects you require. All right, Harita, I hope I've answered that for you now. It is not necessary for you to be able to have maths. You can do this with pure physics, chemistry, and biology. All right. You need to be able to, the best college for studying medicine in India is dependent completely on your rank. Medicine is based only on what rank you're getting. So it doesn't matter which the best college is. It really depends on what rank you're getting. All right. Studying abroad for medicine, again, the UK and some parts of Europe and Australia will allow you direct entry, but you are not going to be able to get into direct entry in the US or Canada. So just keep that in mind. Keep your options open, and you need to be able to make sure that you have a recognized college. Merchant Navy, as we already covered, is physics, chemistry, and mathematics. That is what you will need to be able to study. In order for you to get into the Navy, the Indian Navy or the Indian Air Force, physics, chemistry, and mathematics is what you will need to be able to do. Okay, that is what you will need to be able to study. All right. If you are looking at what course is there to become a zoologist or a marine biologist, now either you study biology at the base level or zoology. That is what you do in order to become a zoologist or a marine biologist. Game design is separate from game development. Game design is when you are actually studying design as a subject matter and then coming up with the design of a game. Game development is when you're using the coding. Okay. When you're looking, there is an entrance exam, yes, for medicine in UK. It's the MIMAT, or you can look at that as well. Does automobile engineering worth study? It depends on whether you enjoy automobile engineering. I will not be able to tell you if something is worth it or not. That really totally depends on what you're interested in. What about an ortho doctor? You need to be able to ask your question a little bit better. I don't understand the question. In order for you to study orthopedics, in case you want to become an orthopedic doctor, you have to first study an MBBS. All right. The public health administration is about being able to ensure that things like pulse polio and our vaccination drives happen effectively. We have given you career options there. Blockchain core developer, as I have said again, this is coming first from computer science. Only then will you go towards blockchain. All right. So first and foremost, remember that. Okay. Okay. You want information regarding virology. Virology is, of course, being able to study the viruses and being able to see where they're going. We've got game design again. I've already covered that. Can you homeopathy, Siddha, Unani? These are all areas that are open to you after having taken physics, chemistry, and biology. You can also look at areas called allied medicine, things like being able to look at pathology, radiology. These are also all options that are available to you. Okay. And so these are options that are there. Food technology, a great space to be able to explore. A little bit slow moving in India right now, but growth options will be there as we go forward to having more and more areas there for study. In case you want to study biotechnology outside of India, by all means, go ahead and do that. You can apply outside. Either PCM or PCB will be able to take you in there. All right. Agriculture, which is the main difference. So biotechnology is being able to look at one form of a product and being able to change it into something else. Simple example, here is milk, you put something in it, it becomes curd, right? So that's biotechnology at work. So let's looking at, here's a particular type of wheat or tomato plant or something, and I'm going ahead and changing that into being more resilient to the weather or more resilient to being something else. But when I'm looking at agriculture and engineering, I'm building machinery that is helping make agriculture more efficient. So I hope I answered that question for you, Karishma. Thank you. Stating dentist means what? I'm a little confused. All right. What are the other entrance exams for engineering other than JEE? Bitsat, Manipal, you have Amrita has, SRM has. These are options that are there. You can look at VIT, you can look at Bitsat. For data science, you primarily require mathematics, but having physics, chemistry, math is going to be able to help you as well. I like biomaths, my study to, I'm not able to understand your question. Okay, it's an elimination process, that's true. If you just want to go to the US, there's a lot of different options of how you can do that. You can, like I've already covered, for computer science, physics, chemistry, mathematics. Again, automobile engineering, we've covered a lot of these answers. We've covered all of these. A lot of repeat. You guys keep repeating your questions, yeah, just so that I may be spamming. The question bank is not going to help, no. Info on epidemiology, check out the Mindler Career Library to be able to get more interest and input there. So hold on, which countries we've covered these also. Food technology, I've covered this. You have to be able to think about what country you want to go study in. Does psychology come under BSc or BA? Depends on which psychology you want to study. You can have either or. BSc will be able to do a little bit more application. BA psychology, you're all doing applications of psych depending on what the requirement is from that college. So you can pick both. Engineering, we've already covered this right at the beginning. Engineer requires physics, chemistry, mathematics. That is what you need. Physics, chemistry, math, ideal situation, Revant, for data science. But you can also have a commerce with maths to allow you. So you need math more for data science than anything. Astronomy have scope. Yeah, of course it does. Being able to understand the stars and being able to do research in places like our ISROs and our ISAs is going to be great. Okay, which engineering is going to be best? Anyone that you're going to be enjoying most? Please understand we are going to be working more and more with AI. So being able to understand that element of coding is going to help you if you're looking at the sciences. Yes, pure science jobs are available in the medical field, which are basically related to being able to get into research. Want to become a doctor, interested in studying French, by all means, go ahead and study French. That's a completely different area. Physics, chemistry, biology is what you would need to be able to do. You have to give an entrance exam or the UPSC exam to be able to get a government job. So that's completely different area. Wow, we've got public health department being spammed there. There are a lot of college lists. You don't need to worry about a college right now. Right now, you need to worry about subjects. I've already covered food technology a little bit. Best way of getting which way is best for getting into AI in abroad? Well, you need to be able to study physics, chemistry, mathematics. Please understand, spamming me with questions, the same question over and over will not help. Please don't worry about college yet. Please don't worry about college yet. You need to worry about your subject choices first. Computers, can I specify about computer science? Physics, chemistry, and mathematics required, Abdul, for computer science, and then you can go ahead and take that as a course in your engineering with a focus. NEET, physics, chemistry, biology. Please note your slide is on the screen. Physics, chemistry, bio for for medicine. What would you like me to say about automobile engineering? Ask a specific question, Kishore, please. It's a specialization within engineering. It's not a core field. So you do need to be able to look at a specialization area that you're looking at that. Automobile engineering, different base level is mechanical. So you are looking at being able to understand if this machine stops, how will it go forward? That's basically what automobile engineering is about, and about being able to build the right kind of cars. All right. Marine biology, about understanding our oceans and being able to to solve the problems that are there in our oceans accordingly. Anthropology is being more research-based jobs in anthropology and understanding where people come from. So yeah, a lot more research-based, but you can also look at things like museology, working in museums, getting into academics, using anthropology as a base and being able to do law or mass communication later. That will also help you as well. Okay. In order for you to become an astronaut, you would require physics, chemistry, mathematics. I've already answered the Navy College for Merchant Navy. I'm skipping because we've already answered this. IAS, please, it is too far away for you to worry about. And for the civil services, I'll say it again. You can be from any subject stream. There is nothing best for civil services. Pick something you will do well in. All right. Yes, you can take psychology. You study psychology even if you didn't take biology, no problem. If you have bio, it's going to help you though, but you can still study it. Wow, we have the same person asking the same question over and again. I love it. Best medical college studying. Again, college, we're not worried. All has to do with rank. Aerospace engineering, understanding how we are looking at the equipment we build to be able to go out there and to be able to get out into space and explore. Orthopedics is a specialization. You would need to study medicine first, so you would need to be able to study physics, chemistry, and biology. All right. Again, the same question. Yeah, we're massive spamming in the questions is happening. Rutra, you've asked the same question at least 50 times. Yeah. So I don't understand why it would be important. And Udeshwar also, same questions been asked over and over again. All right. Which college which college, which study is currently useful in medicine? I don't understand your question, Tarunika. You need to be able to ask me that clearly. Can I do game designing in Paris? Certainly you can. If there's a college over there that is offering it to you and a design school that's offering to you, of course you can. Aviation science is more about being able to understand flying. Aerospace engineering is more about looking at the machinery that goes out there to fly. Okay. For AI, which group should you take? For getting into any area related to artificial intelligence, you would need to take physics, chemistry, and mathematics. Again, based college. Anthropology, by all means, you'll be able to look at it at Mindler Career Library as well. Medicine, physics, chemistry, biology, we've just covered this. Which group should I take? Fashion technology, any option, but fashion tech, ideally be able to have a set that's going to help you. But you can take any stream. Look at fashion design. Fashion technology will require the sciences, so physics, chemistry, math might help you a little bit more. Can biomedical engineering coming together, or medicine, as well as building the products that are going to help make both diagnosis as well as operating, etc., better. All right. Again, the IAS question has been answered already. I've already answered the medicine question again. For getting into law, you can study any stream. Does not matter. You can be from any stream and do that. Yeah, fine arts is a great option to be able to get in. To be able to look at that. Again, the medicine question has come in, physics, chemistry, biology, public health, again, IAS, again, we're asking the same questions. Hold on, public health again. Wow, you've spammed me with the same thing, right? That's the problem. I'm not able to get to actual questions that are there. Astrophysicist is being able to study physics at the base level and having astrophysics as its specialization. Careers in math, we'll cover a little bit more in the option, but you can look at economics, you can look at data science, you can get into maths and stats specifically, you can look at being able to teach, you can write, you can look at it as a base and look at it as management and get into investment banking. So those are options with math. Again, it's the same option, same questions. I'm sorry. Can you suggest best college for studying psychiatry? You need to be able to do medicine first. Psychiatrist is a specialization. The benefits of nuclear technology is a completely different session that would have to be taken. The JEE, apart from JEE, there is Bitsat, there is a VIT, there is SRM, there is Manipal. You can look at Amrita University. You can look at a lot of different options. Vibhuti, please check out the Mindler Career Library. You will also be able to, you'll be able to get that list there as well. Mechatronics better than mechanical, depending on what your interest is. Okay, veterinary scientists are people, veterinary doctors are people who work with animals. So you can take physics, chemistry, biology, and get into the veterinary sciences as well. In which field does psychology come? Psychology comes under the arts mostly, and psychology can be studied from any stream. Also, you do not need to study psychology at the school level for you to go forward to study psychology in the college level or even at the master's level. Neuropsychology specialization, too specialized for you to worry about right now. First, we get the base right. Okay, hang on. Astrophysics. Top countries to do medicine. Nope, nope, not doing it. You've got to be able to first go ahead and pick the right stream. Animation for group intent, you need to be ideally able to take science and art and have that there, but helps if you have physics, chemistry, math. But otherwise, you can come in at it from designing also. Can I suggest the best way to become a what? Course physics, can you prestigious institutes complete course, especially interested in astrophysics colleges? Great, you can please for physics you can ideally look at the ISERs and IISCR or the ISERs. When you're looking at that, that's great, but you have some really great colleges that are teaching you physics as well. I just completed telling everybody about medicine, Baba. Mechatronics better than, again, same question. Zoologist, or I've already covered this. Astrophysics covered. Petroleum engineering, specialized focus in within engineering. There is a University of Petroleum Engineering as well. You can go ahead and check that out. UPES teaches petroleum engineering, but that's a space, that's a specific area within engineering to be able to look at how petroleum products can be used. Remember, that's going to be something we're going to look at more and more when we're looking at more sustainability. All right, virtual large integrated circuit. No, I can't explain that. You know that, and please don't try to be extra smart. Thank you very much. Answered question. IAS again covered same question. We're getting the same. Wow, if I keep getting the same spam questions, I'm not going to be able to answer anybody's genuine questions. No, piloting course or piloting courses for becoming an astronaut. You need to be able to first look at physics, chemistry, mathematics, astrophysics, physics, chemistry, mathematics. Information technology is all over, depends on where you want to be able to go study. I've already answered the animation question. NDA, from any stream, you can be from any stream in order for you to do the NDA. Air Force and Navy will require you to be able to be from physics, chemistry, and mathematics. Mechatronics is the larger umbrella that will cover areas like mechanical engineering as well as robotics. So that is what mechatronics is. Indian Forest Service will require you to be able to have either physics, chemistry, math, or physics, chemistry, biology, and you need to give the UPSC exam in order to join the Forest Service. IAS question is being asked again. IFS here for Forest Service, it is the sciences. Every other part of the IAS civil services can be from any stream. I have got Yokeshwaran asking the same question over and over again. IAS, again, we've got spam for the same question. Computer science and mathematics, data analytics, first and foremost. Ethical hacking can be done. You can look at management. You can look at law. You can look at getting into math, getting into pure stats and pure data science. That can be areas that you can explore there with maths and computer science and mathematics. Benefits of petroleum engineering depends on what it is. Neuropsychology specialization. Benefits of petroleum engineering, only the fact that now more and more it's going to be about applications and how you use petroleum products and what it is that you do along with that. Now we're going to talk about more about fossil fuels going away, so you're going to have to look at more sustainable ways. Okay, what difference between medicine and biology? Biology is the base for medicine. There's no difference there. You need to be able to take physics, chemistry, and biology, and then be able to study medicine. Pure bio will teach you pure science in terms of a pure biology, right? So that's what it is. Okay. What exam should I do for MS and modeling and coding? Wow, like I want to be able to get clarity on that. I'm not able to answer that question for you because I don't have total clarity. I want to understand why everyone's asking about which country is best for something, because you need to first be able to pick the right stream before you pick that. The list of colleges is available. That's not an issue at all. You can reach us at hello@Mindler. IFS, what, Ramalakshmi? What about IFS? Indian Forest Service or Foreign Service? Software engineering already covered, physics, chemistry, mathematics. If I choose to go to UK and get a seat in Harvard University, Harvard is not in the UK, darling. Should I be overqualified to study something special? Get into you need to be able to make sure. First, we need to be able to clear UK and Harvard are two different things. So you need to be no, you have to be able to do well in your grades, and you have to be able to have really strong extracurriculars to be able to do that, right? Is it good to read psychology and psychiatry? Psychiatry you can't study at school simply because it is a specialization within medicine. Psychology, of course, if you're interested, by all means study it. All right, that is, of course, you can go ahead and do that. Is our 11th and 12th standard maths necessary for IAS? No, it's not. Marine biology of scope, ma'am, only if you're looking at living near the ocean, yes. So that is something that you can look at. Wait, I'll just stop sharing my screen. It's easier for me to keep up with the chat. What qualifications to becoming a pilot? You need to have physics, chemistry, mathematics. If you're wanting to go abroad to be able to live somewhere, you have to be able to pick the right subjects now. It doesn't matter whether you're picking engineering or medicine or neuroscience or anything else. All right. What do you need in 12th to pass Bitsat? You need to be able to have physics, chemistry, mathematics, right? That's what you need to be able to do. Minimum marks to choose PCMB that your school will be able to define for you. So a question that language will be a problem for studying across Tamil Nadu. I don't understand the question specifically. Qualifications for PCM for pilot. Yes, NEET is required to study medicine, and for do orthopedics is a specialization. So first you need to study medicine, no? Best platform depends on whatever you want to study, yeah. You have options there. There is nothing that's best. Please keep in mind, read the newspapers so you know what's happening in the world. You'll be able to figure out as well what's there. Yes, board marks will be important for your college application. And usually for the first year of your job, they will look at what your grades look like. Even at your master's level, it will be there. Marine engineering colleges, long list there that is there. Please write to hello@mindler. We'll tell you. Sumit, you have asked the same question now for the 7th time. I can see I've already answered this question. In order for you to become a pilot, you have to study physics, chemistry, and mathematics first. I've already answered your question as well, 9G, whatever your name is. Yes, you can do this, and you will be applying for a government job has nothing to do with what subject you're studying right now. All right, that has to do with the exams that you will give. Qualifications to become a doctor, you have to be able to have physics, chemistry, biology, and give the NEET exam and have an MBBS. Career choices in architecture, well, you can look at planning, you can look at architecture, architecture in itself is there. You can work with large organizations that do buildings that are building townships. So lots of options where you can go. What about robotics? When you say ma'am robotics, I need to know what it means. Is it ICAR is one of the entrances you can give in order for you to be able to get into agriculture courses? Yes. What if for masters in science? Wow, can I first figure out Srinivasan, Sivarasan? Have you already figured out your stream? We're talking masters already. First, we figure out stream now. What about the NDA, Monish? You can do it from any stream. Dentist, you need a dentist, or you need me to tell you what to study to be dentist? Physics, chemistry, biology. Ayurveda, yeah, Ayurveda applications in product development, Ayurveda applications in being able to practice Ayurveda as well. So a lot of companies will hire people who are specialists in Ayurveda for creating products as well. All streams are good. All streams will require work. If you're looking at an integrated source with course for a BSc, MSc, you should be really, really clear that you want to stay in the pure sciences. Clinical research is a great space to get in. We need it now. Bioinformatics is either PCM or PCB. You will need the mathematics there. So PCMB ideally for bioinformatics, but PCM or PCB. Complete your engineering. What do you do? Game designing. Can I choose? After you complete your engineering, by all means, you can do game designing. First, you have to do engineering, which means physics, chemistry, math. Indian Medical Army Wing. PCB, you have to be a doctor first to get into the Indian medical side, no? BTech in computer science, great. You should be able to do that as long as you're picking physics, chemistry, mathematics. Safety engineering, 2 specialized group. First, do engineering. That means physics, chemistry, math. Okay. you have to take physics, chemistry, biology to become a doctor. Only then can you become an orthopedic. Please understand, these are specializations. If I'm not a doctor, I can't become an orthopedic doctor. No, that's the example that you need to keep in mind. Agriculturist, physics, chemistry, math, or physics, chemistry, biology. Is there a cutoff for mark for game designing? No, usually game design courses will be entrance exam based. All right, I'm trying to be able to go back and see if I've missed any questions. I think I've covered almost everything. I want everyone to be able to understand some things. There are those areas that are open to you and you need to listen. Everybody stop typing and listen for 1 minute, because everybody is in a hurry to ask a question that has already been answered. One, in order for you to build a building, fly a plane, sail a ship, or be able to code computers or get into ethical hacking, you need physics, chemistry, math. Okay, I want to study a pure science, I can do that. In order for you to be able to cut a person open, cut an animal open, to be able to understand how biology works, to be able to build that, you will require physics, chemistry, biology. In order for you to do subjects like, and please listen carefully, in order for you to do things like orthopedics, cardiology, you need to be a doctor first. Safety engineering, you need to be an engineer first. That means first we think about the subjects we need to study before we go ahead and do that. Okay, so first we do physics, chemistry, biology, become a doctor, then we can become a cardiologist or a pediatrician or an orthopedic doctor or psychiatrist or anything. If you are looking at wanting to become a computer engineer or wanting to get into robotics, first and foremost, you have to pick physics, chemistry, mathematics, right? That's the first element that we will need to be able to do. That is what is important. Okay, anything like merchant navy or all of these we've already covered. You need to be able to go ahead and do physics, chemistry, mathematics. All right, why cutoff mark is coming, I can't understand. What about cutoff? I'm sorry, I don't understand your question, Madeshwar, I don't understand. Okay, you can reach us at hello@mindler.com. We will answer all specific questions there for things like government jobs or UPSC jobs, or being able to look at central government jobs. You can be from any stream. There is no requirement for you to be from any particular stream. When you are doing government jobs, first you finish your graduation. That means first you finished your college, then only you can give the exam. All right, so that is what you
Shilpa,
need to
if I
do.
may just
Are you?
interrupt.
Yeah, please, I
Sorry.
also want, please go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I can see the children's queries are endless. I just wanted to inform all the children that we've already created a little questionnaire form. We'll be sharing the link. Please fill in all your doubts and queries, and we'll make sure the right answers are sent to you. We'll even share an email address where you can send all your queries. Shilpa ma'am, we will make sure Shilpa ma'am is made available for you again. She's always, in fact, Mindler, the whole team of Mindler is available for us. We'll make sure that. However, you have a lot of people from within your campus also who will be there. So just don't hesitate. We will be sharing a form with you all. We would like you to fill it up, where you can fill in your details, as well as an email ID which will be directly answered by me. Don't worry, we will take care of that. I'll request Hemlata ma'am, if you can just share that link for the particular query. Sujit sir and Hemlata ma'am. Thank you, Shilpa. You can continue, please. Sorry for interrupting your conversation.
All right, sure. No problem at all. And yes, you can take C as a backup as a science student also, no problem. When you're asking me things about GATE and all of these areas, that's really great. But those are post-graduation exams. You don't need to worry about those now. Let's worry about what we need to study at the moment, right? What is the cutoff mark after finishing 12th? It depends on what the colleges are asking for at that point of time. Being able to get into very deep, please don't spam, you don't spam with the questions over and over. please check out the Mindler career page in order for you to be able to understand about agriculture in detail. I won't be able to launch into a very detailed conversation on agriculture at the moment. So please go ahead and send the question that you have. I'll be happy to answer it for you. Other than AIMS, which college? There are lots of colleges that are good for medicine. Please send us a list. Send us your question. We'll send it out for you. Okay. If you want to be in media, what is the 11th group? You can be from any stream for you to be in mass media communication. Pick the subjects that you are doing well in. Pick the subjects that you enjoy studying. Pick that only then. You can be from anything. Um, Gate exam is too far away. Gate exam is only when you're wanting to go to your post grad. Why are we worried about post graduation exam right now? Have you finished school? I want to be able to understand that. And have you finished college? You're in class 9. You have to worry about that first. Pick your stream and subject first. Entrepreneurship is, you can have lots of options with entrepreneurship. We are also going to do a session on commerce, but if you have entrepreneurship, great to be able to be your own boss, but you're also going to be spending a lot of time working for yourself. So there is no off also, but you get to be able to be close to what you're passionate about. And it does mean that you get to be able to run the organization the way you want. To get into MIT, what are the exams required? They don't have a requirement, but they do have a requirement that you can have a physics, chemistry, mathematics for you to get into. I'm assuming MIT is Massachusetts Institute of Technology. They don't specify, but you do need to have real high academic excellence. All right. Yeah, you can of course do purely biology based occupations as long as you're covering physics, chemistry, and biology as subjects. Yes, you can study abroad and come back and take the UPSC exam by all means. Whether AI engineering is better than, no, there is no better. There's no better or worse. It depends on what you're good at. There's nothing that's better or worse. Since everyone's preparing MCQ, can be offset out output increase in I have not understood the question. Will become an agriculturist to know about some clear pathway. In order for you to get into agriculture, it's either physics, chemistry, biology, or physics, chemistry, mathematics. Please remember, you do not need to make a final plan yet. First, you need to think about the subjects you enjoy and the subjects you need to choose. Don't make a final plan yet. Okay, cutoff. What about cutoff marks? Right now, when you're looking at 12th, central universities will have cutoffs that they will have for you to be able to get into college. So you need to be able to follow through the universities that you're interested in to see what are the marks they require in order for you to be able to get into a particular course. Okay, and that is what the requirement is, then that is what a cutoff mark is. So cutoffs are where you need to be able to have a bare minimum of this much in order for you to get into this particular course, and that's what is that is what it is what the cutoff is. Okay, so you don't need to be worrying about that. Is there a graduation required for international law? Well, yes, no, there's no specific graduation. But if you're looking at FBI, that you have to be an American citizen for that, for one. Raw is you have to be from any stream, but you need to be in the police services. So yeah, so yes, veterinary sciences will require the NEET. That was a question that came in there as well. I got a college interest. Of course, there's a problem with language adopt. Okay, I very specific questions. I have a tough time answering that. Biomedical engineering is being able to put together medicine as well as tools to be able to fix that and be able to make medicine and diagnosis better. So little bit of a growing field right now. Okay, hematology, what about hematology, physiology, what about it? I need to know what your question mark is there. What future want to become CBI? Okay, you need to be able to first get into law enforcement. So being able to do the police services will help you. All right, so yep. What about difference between biomedical and biotech? So biotechnology can be have applications with agriculture as well as development of products. Biomedical is primarily focused on specifics in medicine there. Class 9 for scholarships and studies. You can check out the scholarship tab on the Mindler page and be able to check that out as well. Okay. Is it a good idea to finishing MBBS and clearing? Well, first you have to be able to get into the MBBS and then finish it and clear the UPSC. Sure, you can do that. Okay. Okay, then Abhay, not a really cool thing to do, Abhay. again, the ortho is a specialization. You need PCB to do medicine. All right. Okay, great. I think we are all
It's a good
right.
time
Thank you,
to,
Abhay. Wonderful.
yeah,
Yeah, we're good. We're over time also, right?
yeah.
Yeah, great.
So over to Sujit, sir.
So, yeah.
Before, sir, just a minute, sir. Before we go into the official vote of thanks, I'm just disabling the chat for now. Ma'am, Kavita, ma'am,
Srinath, I
kindly
just wanted to say one thing, that Shilpa has been very gracious sharing all these details. However, I would like the children to reach out to Mindler only through the school. I hope, Shilpa, you understand the context of that. We already have a tie-up with Mindler to provide these services to all our children, and that is how Shilpa ma'am is here with us. So I would request children to please come to the school link and go to Mindler through them for better answering of their queries. Okay, thank you so much. Srinath, please, all yours.
Yeah, ma'am, do you want to submit the feedback link into the chat, ma'am, so that...
Ma'am, I just put it. If you want, I'll do it again.
Yeah, can you put it again? Because now we have actually disabled the chat right now.
Just give me 1 minute. I have, in fact, that is a mandatory form which I want everybody to fill it in. That's the form. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I have just sent it to one person. Just
can you select everyone and send it?
Yeah. Just a minute. Sorry.
Yeah, no issues. Yeah, children, there is a form in the chat box. Kindly fill the form so that we get to know what your feedback about the session is, and we will be able to reach out to you for further guidance on the career path. So kindly understand that this is a mandatory form. We request every single child over here to fill it without fail. And if there is anything else, you can also reach out at careerguidance@vkp.co.in. It's our email ID for the career guidance department, careerguidance@vkp.co.in. So the email ID is also mentioned. You can please reach out to us. And now over to Sujit sir, to officiate the ending of the meeting. Sujit sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Srinath. So it is indeed an honor and a privilege to thank everyone who made this event possible. So my sincere gratitude to our respected chairman, sir, our mentors, director, sir, and director, ma'am, for their vision and their constant guidance in whatever we do and plan for our children. Our esteemed guest for today, Ms.Shilpa Singh. Thank you so much for your words of wisdom, ma'am. I'm sure the children have a lot to take away, not just the children, even us. It's a very exhaustive session and a lot of information that we're carrying. So thank you so much. I'd like to place on record our gratitude to Team Mindler for facilitating with such wonderful session. Well, such an event cannot happen overnight. So the wheels started rolling around a couple of weeks ago. It requires planning and bird's eye for details. So we are fortunate enough to have been supported by a team of very motivated and dedicated colleagues from the career cell of Velama Knowledge Park with the able guidance of Vice President Ms. Kavita Mathur and the career coordinators. So thank you so much. Thank you, senior leadership team, teaching and non-teaching fraternity at the Velama Knowledge Park. Our heartfelt gratitude goes out to all our dear parents and well-wishers for your rock-solid support and the encouragement, because of which we keep going and moving forward. Without your support, we cannot excel. Thank you so much for joining today for this session. Finally, I would like to thank my budding rock stars for being here. You made this session more meaningful with your presence and your participation. Now I leave you with the fact: do what you love and success will follow. Passion is the fuel behind a successful career. So good day to one and all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.